Japan has on average 1,500 earthquakes per year. And while many of these earthquakes go unnoticed, if you aren't prepared, it could cost you your life. So from the Great Kanto earthquake that left over 100,000 people dead, or the March 11th, 2011 earthquake, which was the strongest earthquake in Japan's recorded history, earthquakes have been and are a part of life in Japan. So what can you do to prepare for the worst and keep yourself and your family safe? Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you exactly what I put in my emergency bag to give myself the best chance at surviving an earthquake. And if you're interested in content like this, then please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, any building after 1981 will have an updated building code to ensure that it is able to withstand major damage from a quake registering 6 or 7 on the Japanese earthquake scale. So while it is scary, the real threat of an earthquake is what happens after that could determine life or death. So today I want to share with you my experience and how I prepare for an earthquake in Japan. Now, the first thing you have to have is an emergency bag. So whether you need to get to a shelter, whether you're in your car, or if you're stuck at your house, an emergency bag is an absolute necessity if you want the best chance at surviving an earthquake. And this is because you could be waiting between 1 or 2 weeks or even longer to have your utilities, to have power, to have water, to have gas turned back on. Alright, so what should you put inside your emergency bag? Well, that's a great question. And really, what you put inside your bag is up to you, but I'm going to share with you exactly the items and the resources that I put inside and I use personally for my own emergency bag. Alright, so the first thing you want to make sure you have is your important documents. And inside this is a waterproof and fireproof bag. Inside this bag, I have all my important documents, from my passport to a copy of my residence card to emergency cash. All my important documents are stored in here. Alright, the second thing I have in my emergency bag, besides my documents and my IDs, is cash. So I recommend having at least a couple of thousand yen just in case, because you know what? If the power is down, if you can't have access to electricity, but you still want to buy things and go out, then guess what? Cash is king. This is because none of the other electronic payment forms are going to work in the case of an emergency where the electricity is knocked out. So making sure you have at least a couple of thousand yen on hand is definitely a good idea. Okay, so the next thing you want to make sure you have is water. So having an emergency stash of water not only makes sure that you'll stay hydrated if you don't have access to your water utilities, but this also works in a pinch if you need to bathe yourself, or if you need to sanitize something, or if you need to cook something as well. Having some spare water could mean the difference between riding out the aftermath of the earthquake comfortably or not. So the next thing you'll want to have in your emergency bag is definitely food. Now, I recommend choosing any kind of food that has a high calorie intake and that is more carb based, because this will give you more energy that your body needs right away. So I recommend you getting something like Calorie Mate. So Calorie Mate is really nice. It's like an emergency ration food that you can get anywhere in Japan, whether it's a convenience store or a home hardware store. They sell it absolutely everywhere. It's really easy to eat and it tastes pretty good actually. Or just in case you want to have like kind of a hot meal, but if your electricity is knocked out, then I recommend getting these kind of like emergency rations. So all you need to do for this is just like add some water and it'll cook inside the box by itself, so you can have a nice hot meal. Just make sure you regularly update the food that you have in your emergency bag, just so you make sure that it's not already expired. All right, so the next thing I have in my emergency bag is electric lamps. Now this is really nice because it is rechargeable for this. So if you have something like a solar panel or anything like that, like a portable solar panel, this definitely will help out. And it's really bright too. So if you notice, that is like really bright, and it's really portable, very easy to carry. And you can, right here, you can use this as a hanger to light up the room if you need to. And it's really compact as well. And not only that, but in case you need to grab the attention of emergency services, you can see right here it has like a little flashlight, and if you push this button on the side right here, it'll actually light up so you can grab the attention of emergency services even faster. And I also recommend getting a headlamp as well. So headlamps like this one are extremely useful, especially if your power is knocked out, because it allows you to just put it on your head and to just turn it on as well, so that your hands are free to do whatever needs to be done. And the great thing about this version is that, once again, like if you need to call out for help for emergency services, or to kind of signal to someone else, if you push this button right here, that it'll actually start to blink red, change to red, or it'll start blinking so it can alert people to your location even faster. All right, the next thing I highly recommend having is batteries. Now, batteries are really useful for charging up all your electronic devices, and not only that, but these are really good for kind of bartering and for exchanging goods with someone else. And just in case it comes to a point where money isn't valuable anymore, batteries are going to be the next currency. So I definitely recommend stocking up on some. And the next thing I really recommend having is this. It is a portable solar panel. So the nice thing about this is that it can charge up all your electronic devices, from your phone to your laptop to your computer. So as you can see, it opens up really easily, just like that. All you have to do, and these are the panels right here, the solar panels. So just leave this out in the sun, and just make sure you have your own USB connection. Make sure you have a spare inside the case, like right here. And then from there, all you do is charge up your electronic devices so you can keep up to date, whether it's because you need your phone or your laptop. Having a solar panel is definitely handy to have. And not only that, but for this particular brand, it can charge up to 2 devices at once. So if you're a part of the community and you want to help out, definitely this is a good resource to share as well. And the next thing I recommend keeping in your emergency bag is cord. So this is kind of like a tough gear for outdoor, kind of like what the kind of things that parachutes are made out of. And this is really nice if you need to make like a quick tourniquet, or if you need to make a temporary shelter outside. Okay, and something that you definitely want to have is this. It's a portable toilet. Especially if your electricity is out and your water is out, you won't be able to flush your toilet, which means if you use it, then guess what? It's going to stink up the place and it won't become sanitary. Now, having something like this really helps, because inside it's a kind of like a little deodorizer bag that it has inside. So once you do what you have to do, it keeps that smell inside, and it's very easy to dispose of. Now, the next thing I recommend having in your emergency bag is goggles. Now, goggles are really nice just in case there's any kind of irritant in the air. Goggles can protect your eyes from it, and especially if there's smoke or anything, you'll be able to put these on and to still be able to see and go around your environment easily. So definitely this is really easy, really cheap. You can get it at any hardware store. Now, the next thing I definitely recommend having is duct tape. Now, duct tape is really versatile and can be used in a lot of different situations, from repairing a leak, or you need to repair your blanket or your bag, whatever it is. Duct tape is definitely going to help out a lot. So if you need anything repaired or mended, definitely try duct tape. Alright, the next thing in my emergency bag are masks. Masks are really nice, really handy to have. Just in case, once again, if there's any irritants in the air, you don't want to really be breathing that in. Or if someone in your group or you are sick, this is definitely handy to have. Alright, so the next thing I have in my emergency bag is a multi-purpose utility tool. So this one is really nice. Comes in this nice little pouch that you can just clip onto your side, and very easy, very small, and very portable. So you can just open it up. So just like that, you have a pair of clippers, and then you have anything from like little nail file here, can opener. So it's just like your multi-purpose tool. So you can use this in a variety of situations as well. And for this one, it does come with a small knife as well. If you need to kind of carve anything or to cut anything, having a multi-purpose tool like this is really going to help out in a lot of different situations. All right, and the next thing you want to have is a pair of gloves. Now, these are heavy-duty kind of construction worker type gloves. So in case you need to like clear a pathway or go through shards of glass, rubble, whatever it is, having a sturdy and strong pair of gloves is definitely a must in your emergency bag. Alright, and of course you want to have an emergency first aid kit in your emergency bag. So I got this one off of Amazon. It's already pre-packaged with everything in it. So let's just take a quick look. So let's see here. So as you can see, it has some gauze. It also has a pair of scissors for it as well. And of course the bandage wrapping and some sanitizer as well in here. Just like all the basic things you need to perform first aid. Definitely recommend it. You can either make it yourself or you can just get it off of Amazon like I did. Everything is pre-made and pre-packaged, so you don't have to worry about missing anything. And just make sure you know what exactly that your emergency first aid kit has. Make sure it has, like I said, gauze, disinfectant, and also anti-sporin, because you don't want any infections to get worse, especially if emergency services are hard to contact. And the next thing I keep in my emergency bag is this. It is kind of like an army style canteen. So let's just open it up right here. So this canteen is really nice. So as you can see, for this one specifically, it is quite durable. And once you fill it with water or whatever kind of liquid that you want, the nice thing about this is that you can see here, it kind of comes in this like a nice little metal pouch. So you can use this to boil your water over a campfire if you wanted to, just to sterilize it and make sure that you have nice clean drinking water or cooking water as well. So again, very versatile and very easy and portable, which is the most important thing. All right, so the next thing I have in my emergency bag is this. This is a fire starter kit. So inside it has like the flint and everything you need to start your own fire just in case. And for this one, I got this off of Amazon, pre-packaged, pre-made already, which is really nice. So let's just open it up, and so you can take a look inside as well. So inside this one I currently have, it comes with a nice little emergency blanket right there. Comes with a flashlight and a compass, and of course a multi-purpose kind of like a can opener tool, and a tactical pen, and a whistle just in case you're trapped and need to call out. This is definitely handy because you don't want to waste your resources. You don't want to waste your air yelling and screaming. This is definitely going to help because emergency people will be able to find you a lot quicker in case you're in need of any kind of assistance. And then of course it has the flint and the steel right there to make your own fire just in case you're outside, you need to stay warm, or you need to either cook something or boil water for sanitization. this is definitely a very easy and very portable kit to take with you and to keep inside your emergency bag. And the next thing I have, while it isn't a necessity, I think it really does help, especially if you need to evacuate outside into the wilderness or because of a tsunami or anything like that, and that's this. A portable shovel and axe. You can see this is kind of like the base handle, and here is the head. It comes with both a, I'm not sure if you can see it, shovel right here, and then right here is the axe head, so it's interchangeable. Pretty portable as well, so as you can see, it doesn't take up too much room, and this is really nice in case you need to dig for anything, or if you need to chop wood or anything like that while you're outside, or just for protection as well. This is definitely one of the things that it's not needed, but it's nice to have. And the next thing I recommend is keeping a notebook. For myself, I'm using this Death Note because I really like the series. It's really nice, especially if you need to kind of keep track of your own thoughts and really use it as an outlet. And in addition to that, you can also use this for directions for other people. For example, you could put in here, for example, what your blood type is, if you have any allergies or anything like that. Just really important information for other people to know so that they can find this and take note of that life-saving information right away. And you probably saw this in my fire starter kit, but I definitely recommend having an emergency blanket kind of like this. This one is good for 2 people. Let's see, it reflects 90% of body heat, so it's really nice for it. It's very durable, it's windproof, and it's waterproof as well. This is good for 2 people, so you can use this to make sure you stay warm and you stay dry at night, or you can also use this for if there's anything you want to cover, whether it's your bag or any kind of, I guess, any kind of resources that you want to keep dry. This is definitely a really good thing for it, because really this could mean the difference between sleeping peacefully and peacefully sleeping forever. And the next thing that I have is this life straw. So this one is, I think it's going to come really in handy, especially if your water's not working, especially if you go to the convenience store but everything is completely cleared out, or if you go to the supermarket or anything like that. As long as you have a close body of water, whether that's a lake, whether that's a river, or even a puddle, having this could mean the difference between staying hydrated and staying healthy or not. Because this life straw can turn any kind of water into drinkable water. So in a quick pinch, this will definitely do it. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't taste the greatest, but it is clean, and that's what is most important. And the next thing I recommend having in your emergency bag is just having a deck of playing cards. Now this is really nice, I think, to keep up the morale, and even if you're by yourself, you can play solitaire, kind of keep your mind off of the current situation, or if you're, for example, at a shelter, then this is a really good way to kind of connect with other people within that shelter or within that same community, and just again to kind of take off the edge and just kind of get everyone into a different, more positive mind space. And finally, of course, you have to have your emergency bag itself. Now, I personally recommend getting a high quality hiking bag, kind of like this one right here. I got this at just like a secondhand store. Very nice, it's very nice and very durable as well. And the great thing about this is that it can fit everything I showed you inside of here, and it's very easy and portable to carry. The weight is evenly distributed with this bag, so even though it is quite heavy, I have no problem walking with this. So you don't have to use a hiking bag like this one, but just having a good quality bag is going to make all the difference. And for this one, it's really easy to put on. So just put it on your back, and then there's another section that I'm not sure if you can see it, but it just goes around your waist like this one. Just clip it on there, and it evenly distributes the load all across your body, so it doesn't feel as heavy. to your kind of emergency bag, I recommend keeping an emergency food supply as well between 1 or 2 weeks, just in case anything happens or you can't get to your grocery store or you're trapped inside your building. So for myself, I have some delicious honey right here, some canned goods, for example, like corn, like beans, like diced tomatoes so I can make chili, and curry as well, and of course some nice and delicious dessert, so fruit mix. And for protein, and because I really like this as well, you have saba. So this one I got at Costco, really nice, pretty cheap as well. But yeah, just I recommend having kind of like an emergency supply as well at your house just in case. And also I recommend having up to two and I also recommend having up to 2 weeks of bottled water as well. Again, just in case your water supply is out and you can't get any more drinking water or fresh water. This is definitely going to help you out, and it's really cheap as well. So, and even the Japanese government recommends having and storing between 1 and 2 weeks worth of water per individual. So definitely recommend getting water just in case. Finally, I recommend just having a good pair of sturdy kind of shoes that you can wear outside in the outdoors that's really rugged, just in case there's any glass shards or anything like that on the ground. You don't want to cut yourself. So this is just like right beside my bed, and this is really easy for me just in case I'm at home and there's an earthquake and it's at night. I can easily slip into these shoes, grab my bag, and get ready to go. So let me know in the comment section down below what you have in your emergency bag. And if you don't have an emergency bag, do you think one is needed? Let me know in the comment section down below. And finally, I'll leave links where you can purchase all of the items I showed you in the description box down below. But if you don't want to make your own personalized emergency bag, then Amazon has some great pre-built, pre-made emergency bags already for you. And you know what? If you're in an emergency situation, then you want to be able to speak Japanese. So which is why I recommend checking out my free Japanese cheat sheet. Inside this cheat sheet are the 5 things I wish I had known when I was first getting started. And I'll leave a link to that also in the description box down below. And until next time everyone, stay waku waku. And if you like this video, please smash the like button and check out my other video on the 5 things you should never do in Japan.